to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can...
All right, we're live. 2 men and a 6-pack, and we're actually down to 3 guys. So we have 3 guys and
3-pack
and an 18er. How about that? 3 guys and an 18er. But this is going to be a good show. As my promise to you guys, you can tell that Texas won because I will keep wearing this hat. They played somebody, University.
Hook 'em horns.
Yeah, they played somebody whose quarterback was named. In fact, Grace sent me this, and next week we'll go over it. It's the all-name team for college football. The starting quarterback for the team they played last night, his name was General Booty. Botty, yeah. Nice. So Grace sent me a link, and I'll try to find that later. But we got a show tonight. We're going to talk about some things that we normally talk about, but we're going to focus on, and we're going to start right on it, and then we'll dive into high school after that and college, and get specific. We're going to talk about the state of football in the state of North Carolina.
Ooh,
yeah. First question I want to ask you guys, and if anybody. We got somebody watching. Just thumbs up if the sound's good. You can make sure that everything's going on because I actually do have a new soundboard today. So anyway, but first question I want to ask you is, how much is a good ass beating worth to you?
I don't want any part of it.
You don't want any part of it?
No, I don't want to get my ass kicked.
No, I like it sometimes.
Carolina.
I bet you do.
Carolina paid James Madison $500,000 Saturday to come to Chapel Hill and whoop their ass. So
they got paid.
They got paid to come whoop.
I had a really good conversation about that Friday night after the football game at Bose about everybody saying that James Madison wasn't that good. And a friend of ours who's not here tonight said the same thing, that the coach left and took all players and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he said that. Well, he said that last week. I mean, and on the picks, and we'll look at the picks, but and I said, I think that's literally, and you guys probably can comment on that. It might be the first time ever I picked against Carolina last week. I mean, I did not pick for Carolina the spread. The spread was 10.5. I did not pick Carolina. The only 2 to pick Carolina were, I think, was Warlick. I can tell you, it was Warlick and let's see, it was Warlick. You and Warlick were actually the only 2 that picked Carolina last week.
I did. Well,
yeah,
that's because I was going on what they said.
Yeah. So anyway,
shut up, Millet.
So anyway, the state of football in the state of North Carolina. We're going to start off real quick.
Shambles.
So after this past week, because App State played Thursday night, the D1 football programs this past week were 1-5 for the weekend.
I believe we do have a D1 undefeated team, do we not, Goody?
We do, and I'll get there. I'm going to go over them real quick.
And I know it pains you.
No.
It's just Duke basketball.
Duke basketball pains me. It's fine. So of course, and I've got some things about Carolina that we'll get into. UNC dumpster fire, James Madison 70-50.
That's a basketball score.
Yeah. Well, so today on ESPN they were talking, and the guys were talking about it, and they're like, "How many games will Carolina play in basketball this year where their opponents will not score 70 points?" And the guy was like, "Probably half of them, at least half of them." 70-50. 53 at halftime. They had 53 at halftime. If it wasn't for Carolina, State would have given up the most points at halftime because I think Clemson had 52 at halftime.
Yeah.
So, final score was 70-50. The most points that Carolina has given up in program history.
Wow.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Wow.
And
Mike Brown's a hero.
Just looking real quick at some stats. We out first downed them 30-25. We were 2 for 9 in third down efficiencies. Total yards, we actually outgained them by 5 yards because they just made big passes and scored. 611 yards. We gave up 611 yards to a FBS or FCS, whatever you want to call it, team.
That's like 6 times up and down the field.
Yeah. Yeah. It's freaking stupid.
I mean, do the math.
Yeah. Freaking stupid, man. The guy threw, the quarterback, Barnett the third, threw for 388 yards. Our quarterback threw for 475. but he had 3. Well, I'll get to that. They rushed for 223 yards. Our rush defense had been pretty good. We had 5 freaking turnovers. 5 turnovers, including one right at the end of the half. Gray's sitting in the stands. He texts me, and he goes, Dad, if we're down by 30 at half, I'm leaving. 10 seconds later, the guy, Chriswell, throws the interception. The guy runs it back for a touchdown, and we're down by 30-something, and Gray's like, heading back to Raleigh.
Yep.
So 5 interceptions, plus we had a block punt for a touchdown. We did stuff that
you can't make up.
You're a coach, right?
Use that term loosely.
No.
But you can't make up what happened.
So what do you – I know kids have to execute, but punting, I mean, you practice that, man. You practice punt. I mean, like, to me, there's no excuse for – I mean, I know you make good plays and people make good blocks, but a punt return for a touchdown, a kickoff return for a touchdown, a punt block, things like that, man.
Special teams.
Special teams. I'm sorry. That's what – that's just – you just go over that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you spend a little time every day on special teams, so –
I mean,
there's really no excuse.
No. So,
they took him for granted.
They took him for granted.
They just like, hey, we got this.
And then Mac Brown comes out with a bold statement last night, saying that Carolina should never lose to a non-Power 4. I mean, not FCS school, but said this team program should never lose to a non-Power 4, because it used to be Power 5 now.
Right.
A non-Power 4 school. I hate to tell Mac Brown this. Carolina football is not at that level. Quite honestly, when Drake May was there and Sam Howell was there, we weren't at that level.
Nope.
Mike, I appreciate you, man. I do. But Carolina football is not at the level where you say we should never lose to a non-Power 4 school. That's just, I mean, maybe because we have the best facilities. I mean, we got some great facilities.
No, your parking sucks.
Well, my park is pretty good, actually.
I'm sure yours is.
My park is pretty good. But, it's just I don't know, man. It's just
You're a basketball school, buddy.
Yeah, I know. And everybody wants us to be a football school.
Well,
everybody wants so bad.
And you're a halfway decent baseball school.
Yeah, we're halfway. We kick ass in like women's field hockey, and
yes.
I mean, and
soccer.
like soccer and women's lacrosse and stuff like that. And we won a national championship in like tennis, I think, and stuff like that, like 2 or 3 years ago or something. But we got to get out of this mindset that I said it last week. We were 3-0, and I said on this program, we are probably the worst 3-0 team in the country. And after yesterday, I would say we're probably the worst 3-1 team in this country.
So who do you really kind of blame that on, man? I don't think they prepared like they should have. And
No.
I mean, and I like Carolina. Don't get me wrong. I love the ACC, but I think they took, like I said earlier, I think they took that for granted, and they just went through the motion.
Yeah,
I think their practice last week was just going through the motion.
They made this assumption that this school.
You don't have that many bad things happen on special teams.
No.
In a game.
Look who and this is no disrespect to North Carolina Central, but they played North Carolina Central the week before that. Is that really a good warm-up game for this game?
Nope.
And then the game before that, we played UNC Charlotte. Is that really a good game? Who went up?
Nope. Wait a minute. What are you saying? I mean, they're really not the Power 4 teams. Any of those teams are.
Oh, I
They're
know.
not.
I'm just saying, besides the first game, Minnesota, who I think has a winning record, we really haven't played. I mean, we haven't played anything.
Well, that's the way they scheduled
that
it to
prepared,
get they were planning on having the wins on that. They were thinking for the
Good,
wins.
they've played who they've played.
They played, as you said today in the text, Dave. They played.
I couldn't resist.
They played who they played. So anyway, we'll move on. We'll move on from Carolina. We'll come back to it because I've got a dud in that whole scenario. But Carolina, I mean, because that's just one of the schools in North Carolina.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
NC State
Terrible.
got blowed out yesterday.
Blowed out.
They are now, they're 2-2. NC State's 2-2. With their wins coming over Western Carolina at home, the first game of the season that they had to come back to win.
Yes.
And then Louisiana Tech last week, where they had to come back and win that game. So they are 2-2. They're 500. Carolina's 3-1, above 500. So we'll just follow this pattern. State's 2-2. Granted, State's 2 losses have come to Tennessee, who is very good. Who went to Oklahoma last night and dominated the game. Their defense dominated the game last night.
Tennessee's pretty good.
And then they got beat by Clemson, who everybody after Georgia walked the dog on Clemson was kind of writing Clemson off. I think Clemson's like,
I don't think Clemson's dead.
No, but I think a lot of people after the Clemson game said, "Oh, this isn't the Clemson team of past." It's just they opened with Georgia and got their ass kicked.
It's not the Clemson team of the past.
No, it's not. But they are beating the teams that they need to beat by 30 points. Okay, we're just going down the schools. These are schools so in no random order. UNC Charlotte got blown out by Indiana, 52-14.
Indiana's pretty good.
They're a sleeper.
Indiana is pretty good.
They're a sleeper.
But UNC Charlotte is now 1-3.
They're not good.
Charlotte's 3 losses.
Sorry, Steve.
Charlotte's 3 losses. Indiana, Carolina, and James Madison. Madison beat them. Their one win came over I guess Garner Webb is D2.
They're D1. They're the FCS or FBS, whatever it is.
They beat Garner Webb 27-26. Okay, so that's their one win. ECU went up to Liberty, and after I put money on the game, it kept getting delayed. I think they finally started like 10:30 last night.
Yeah, matter of fact, somebody in front of us walking out of the concert last night was talking about, they just started playing. Yeah. Somebody said, why? I said, thunderstorms.
Yeah, weather delay. Not a bad result. 35-24. The spread was 7 or 7.5. So Liberty covered. East Carolina now, they're 2-2.
Yes.
500. Their victories have been over Old Dominion, who is not a bad FBS school, and Norfolk State, I guess. Norfolk or Norfolk State, which I don't even know.
Norfolk.
Is that JUCO? I'm not joking. Okay, anyway, we're going to go on. App State. App State was down 28-0 in the first half to South Alabama at one point on Thursday night. They ended up getting beat 48-14. Wasn't close. App State is 2-2.
With a win over East Carolina.
With one of their wins over East Carolina, and their other win is at East Tennessee State, which I didn't even know that East Tennessee State had done away with football for several years. They come back. Wake is 1-2. They had a bye this week. Their one win has been over North Carolina A&T. Now, they got beat by they played Ole Miss. Ole Miss pounded them, and then they were beating Virginia, and Virginia came back and beat them. As Dave mentioned, the only undefeated team now that exists in the state of North Carolina is Duke. Duke is 4-0. You play who you play. I will admit that. Their games have been Elon, Northwestern, UConn, and Middle Tennessee. The combined record of those 4 teams, I think they've won They've won two games. Those 4 teams, but you play who you play.
Schedule's
a schedule. So, best team in the state of North Carolina at this time is, based on record, is Duke University. I still think after watching a lot of football, which what I watch is a lot of football, the best team in the state of North Carolina is NC State. NC State is still the best team in the state of North Carolina.
Thank you for saying that. I know that hurts you to say that.
Doesn't hurt me, harm me at all to say that. And I mean, and it's gonna play itself out. We play State traditionally sometimes on the Friday after Thanksgiving every year, but this year it's on Saturday. It's in Chapel Hill. I'm going to be going at least till halftime. I mean,
you probably look at those 2 teams, buddy. You could see the whole game.
State, State got beat by Tennessee, who is a top probably 6 team, 7 team. If it wasn't for the other 5 SEC schools that are so good, they would be in there. And then they got beat by Clemson, who probably the ACC championship is going to come down between Miami and Clemson. That's going to be the ACC championship. Even though Louisville Louisville looks pretty good. I don't know if y'all watched much football last night, but
I did not.
yeah. Oh, that's right. You were at the concert.
I was at the concert.
Tell us where you were.
I went and saw Breaking Benjamin and Stain last night at Walnut Creek.
And they were very good.
Yeah, it was very good.
Did you like? Did Aaron Lewis, the lead singer from Stain? Not many people know this, but he put out a country album. I know you know.
Look, his country music's good. He did not do any of his country songs.
Oh, he didn't do.
No, it was strictly all Stained.
Okay.
So Goody, if he goes back on a little country tour, we should go see him.
Oh, I'm in. I mean, he has great country songs.
He's good. He can sing. He's pretty dang good. Of course, he's got a lit cigarette all the time.
And as we watch, just let you know,
It's embarrassing.
America's team.
Yes, they are.
And
Earth's team.
They are getting throttled.
are you still riding with the coaster underneath there? I was going to hold it up. Hold it up to the camera.
Here you go. I got it for you. I got it. That's,
We're
gonna hold
that's
it up
Earth's
to the-
personalized coaster.
Personalized coaster that he keeps here at the podcast hut.
Look, dude, and I told you earlier.
28, 27,
I
getting ready
hope
28.
they don't win another game.
You're done with McCarty.
I'm
McCarthy.
done with him. McCarthy. I'm done with him.
And you want them
they
to get rid of
overpaid
Dak
Dak.
and hire and draft Shador Sanders.
No, I didn't say no. Shut up. No.
Dion will be the next
never
head coach.
paid Dak.
Dion will be the next head coach.
So the biggest bust of them spending all them millions of dollars is on Dak. And I mean, you can say defense or whatever, but we'll move on. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. So we're not done with the state of football in North Carolina.
Bring it.
This week, the Panthers benched Bryce Young.
Hey, maybe the head coach knows what he's doing.
Yeah, they benched Bryce Young. So a stat that I saw, worst career QB win-loss percentage since 1950 with a minimum of 15 starts. Do you know who has the worst win-loss percentage with a minimum of 15 starts?
Is it one of the Browns quarterbacks?
Yep. Deshaun Kaiser.
I couldn't guess which one because they've had like 50 of them.
Yeah, the year that the Browns went 0-16, he came in. I think he
Played at Notre Dame, didn't he?
Yeah, he played
Okay.
it at Notre Dame, but he came in for somebody, obviously, that got injured in the first game, and the Browns proceeded to go 0-15. So he has a 0% winning record. The next two, the state of football in North Carolina. Number 2, minimum 15 starts, worst career QB winning percentage since 1950. Chris Winkie.
I heard Gray had a jersey.
That's gonna come up here. Chris Winkie.
I got his jersey.
Chris Winkie went 2-18 at Carolina as a starter
No, I got
with
Gary Collins.
with a 100.100 winning percentage record. Third on that list with a 2-16 record, and if he would have started, I mean it would have kept dropping. He just had 2 less starts than Winkie. Bryce Young, .111.
Wow.
So Carolina Panthers have the distinction of having 2 out of 3 worst career QB win-loss percentages in the NFL. And I think there's something to it because I think right now the Panthers are up. Is it 28-7 or is it or 21-7?
Game.
Yeah, what was it? They've gone to a commercial over there. I can look on my phone real quick.
It's okay. It's not that important. We're not in the NFL yet, buddy.
27-7. Well, but we are
We're
in the
transitioning.
We are in the
Okay,
state.
okay.
We are in the state
Of North Carolina.
of
I
North
understand.
Carolina.
Okay, Stephen.
So, with that said, a burning question that I have: Would you rather have a jersey of Bryce Young or Chris Winkie? Which one would you rather have?
Winky.
Winkie.
Yep. Winky.
Winkie.
I don't want Gray to feel bad about having a jersey.
Okay,
so
Gray.
I want a Winky jersey.
All right, Gray.
I bet Clay's got one.
So Gray, you will not be
Gray and
alone.
Clay have one.
Gray, you will not be alone, son. You will be with Dave and Irv as the Chris Winkie. So let me ask you this before we move on from the state of North Carolina, college and pro. I mean, this is just another. Would you rather have all our draft picks back and have Caleb Williams at quarterback,
No.
or would you rather have Bryce Young and not have our draft picks?
Well, I mean, and the draft picks is what's
That's
killing the program.
yeah.
I mean,
And we still have one more draft pick to go.
right. What is it, a second rounder next year?
Second round in 25.
You know, They gave way too much for freaking crap.
Yeah. Do you guys think that Bryce Young?
He's done.
Do you think he will get traded from the Panthers?
There's a chance.
Do you think he ever starts for another NFL team?
Probably not.
Do you think that having kids come out and get drafted and right out of college and throwing them in there to start is the right thing to do?
Hadn't worked out.
Hadn't worked out too well this year, and
tell me one that has. There are exceptions, probably.
Brock Purdy. Actually, he was Mr. Irrelevant too.
Right, he was the last one drafted.
Yeah. But did he come in his rookie? Was it his rookie year? He came.
Yeah,
in
he had to fill in.
Yeah. Wow. I mean,
he's still on his rookie contract.
There's an exception to the rule.
He's getting like $200,000 or whatever the league minimum is what he's getting paid.
You know, he's getting. It's like the league minimum. He's making like $750,000, but he can't, because he lives in San Francisco. He can't afford a place, and he has a roommate in San Francisco because he can't afford a place on his own, based on his salary.
He can't afford places for $700,000 million.
Chris Rayner says Drake May. Drake May is not.
Rayner's out of town. We don't acknowledge Rayner.
Teddy makes a good point. C.J. Stroud worked out great last year. You're right, Teddy. Last year, so we'll see. Granted, they won their first two games this year. He took a step back today. I know all players have bad games. Brock Purdy worked out. We mentioned that one. A QB, the Panthers could have drafted Brock Purdy. Yeah, but I mean, that's like
they could have drafted.
You put Brock Purdy on probably any other team, and I don't know that Brock Purdy does.
Correct.
I mean,
it was the perfect situation.
Shanahan as the head coach, offensive coordinator, you got the weapons. I just don't know. You send Brock Purdy to another team, he does what he does. That's just me. So
honestly, it wouldn't have mattered who the Panthers drafted; it'd be the same situation.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. So, and Dak almost throws an interception again. There's a flag. Just keeping y'all up with scores. I mean, as we go along, Seattle's up 17-3 over Miami. 20-10. The lines. I like the lines. I took them money line. Ravens 28-6 over Dallas, and
they gave him that call.
So anyway, so at the end of the year, because we're talking North Carolina, because we're focusing on North Carolina. UNC's record at the end of the year is what? They play 12 games. I guess they play 12 games. Right. I'm saying they're going to be
5-7,
4-8, 5-7. What do you think?
500,
6-6. Mm-hmm. Damn. Okay.
I'd say 5-7 as well.
Okay, 5-7. NC State.
That's without looking at their schedule.
Yeah. NC State. They're 2-2 right now.
7-5.
I'd say 8-4.
That was somewhere in that range.
I don't know. That's without looking at their schedule.
I think they
7-5 maybe though.
7-5 because after they got
they're going to beat Carolina. So that's
after they got their ass whipped and humiliated by Clemson. I think they're going to move on. Dorian's going to do something.
Now that they've done away with what was it, North and South or Coastal, whatever their divisions, it's just straight up, and so you don't know who's playing who.
Yeah,
unless you look at the schedules.
Yeah. UNC Charlotte's 1-3. I don't know who they're playing. I don't even want to even guess.
Well, I know somebody that went to that game when they played Gardner Webb.
Yeah,
and they said it was a bad high school game.
Really?
Yeah.
East Carolina's 2-2. They will probably end up. I don't know their schedule, but knowing the American that conference they're in, they will probably finish 4-8, 5-7.
I think you're about right. That's what I was going to say.
App State's down this year.
Yes.
Yeah, they're 2-2. App State will get to 500 though. I think they'll be 6-6.
They'll probably win a game they shouldn't have won.
Yep. You're right. Wake is 1-2, so they still got 9 games left. Wake will end up. Wake always ends up in that 6-7,
right around 500.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right around 500.
Give or take a game.
Duke is 4-0. They're going to end up. They play Carolina next week, which they probably will beat Carolina. So potentially
that'll probably be a game Carolina ends up winning just
Just
because.
Yeah, just because everybody's so down on them right now. Duke will win another game though. 5. Duke will go 6-6.
That's.
Do you think that's about right?
Yeah,
6-6.
Again, I don't know what their ACC schedule looks like.
Yeah, Duke will go 6-6. So, not really a stellar year for college football teams in North Carolina. And then, of course, the Panthers up 27-7.
Shocking.
In the third quarter, late in the third quarter, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Panthers will scratch out a win. That will leave, and the getting off of North Carolina, but the Ravens also are winless. I think those are the last two we were just talking before the show. The last two winless teams in the NFL. If that's right, the Panthers will go. You think they'll get 3 wins?
The Panthers?
Yeah, you think they'll get?
No, they might get 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Let's see. The Jags haven't won yet, and they play the Bills. The Jags may end up being the last.
Right.
And the Bengals have not. Yeah, and the Bengals. So the Bengals play the Washington. Oh, the Titans are also 0-3. So there's still some teams that have not. Okay. So we're taking those two off the board. Who is going to be the last winless team? The Titans, the Bengals, or the Jags? The Jags play Buffalo tonight, or tomorrow, I'm sorry, and the Bengals play Washington tomorrow. So they got one more chance to win over the Titans.
Jags and the
Bills.
And Jags are going to lose. So I think Jags and the Titans will be 2 undefeated or defeated teams next week.
Yeah, Jags and I'm with you on that one.
Because I don't. Well, I'm not going to. Because there's no telling with the Panthers. They could blow a game rather quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
Hell, I think they just might have scored again.
Who, the Panthers?
No, they just had a big play.
Oh wow. I mean, it's amazing when you have a quarterback that can throw the ball.
Right. Well, and understands the game, could read the game.
Yeah.
He's been there, done that.
So, anything more about North Carolina football? We were just saying. So the
Hey, we should get to the good North Carolina football and talk about high school football.
We are okay. We'll go.
Something positive.
So basically, while you're out of the room, the only team we anticipate being above 500 in the state of North Carolina is really NC State. Wake may finish right at 500. Duke may finish around 500. 6-6 or whatever. But State will probably go 7-5. State actually has or 8-4. The problem with and 8 and that's a good record for State, but because they could have won 10 games last year, their fans are going to be all upset. So, but anyway, okay, yeah, we'll get to high school football. Let's get to high school football. We're going to share. I'm going to get over here and share the screen here because we're going to talk about how we did this past week. So Friday night, Dixon in a close one. I think it was overtime too, as well. Dixon lost to North Duplin 14-8. Everybody got that one right except me. James Keenan, East Duplin. James Keenan put it on East Duplin 43-20. I remember you guys saying, "Where's that game at? Where's that game at?" Because y'all were talking. Everybody was talking about, have you been to East Duplin? It's a tough place. James Keenan didn't think it was all that tough to go to East Duplin and play.
James Keenan's been pretty good throughout the years.
You and I were the only two that picked.
Well, I said James Keenan first, I think, and then I changed.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you actually did. Yeah,
but you didn't.
You
I did, and I screwed up.
Yeah. J.H. Rose took it on the chin. The bum boy, and I saw where my boy going to Carolina had a 63-yard run or something like that.
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
Anybody take Rose?
No. We all took Jacksonville.
Okay.
Even Goody.
Well, now even me.
Even Goody.
Beargrass. Lejeune threw some points up there.
How about that?
42-14. Miller and Rayner were the only two that picked that. Everyone else picked Beargrass. South Central pounded Northside 28-0. Joey picked Northside. He was the only one picked Northside.
Well,
this was one that we were a little split on. Richlands 41-24.
Good for Bird.
How about
Richlands.
that, man? They're what, 5-0 now?
Yeah, I just figured going to Princeton.
Yeah.
Because Princeton's on the turf. It's traditionally a pretty good team. So I just figured, travel. But Richlands won pretty handily, didn't they?
Yeah, 41-24. The Oak put it on the Borough, 51-6.
Borough's bad.
We all picked that one. This is one we didn't know anything about, and Rayner and Joey got this one right. Bedingfield got pounded by Croatan. Croatan's for real, 37-6.
Maybe Bedingfield's just that bad.
Or maybe Bedingfield has. Or who did Irv say last week? Not Bedingfield, Beddington.
Like the bear.
The
Bear.
yeah.
Beddington Bear.
Paddington Bear. Paddington Bear. And then we all, pick with our heads and not our heart in this one except Rayner. Washoe's Hill beat Southwest 32-14. So for high school, I went 6-3. Miller, you went 6-3. Rayner 6-3. Irv, you went 7-2.
Are we calling it a comeback?
That's what I'm doing, cuz.
Yeah, Irv makes a run this week, by the way. Warlick went 6-3, and Joey went 6-3. So we all went 6-3 except Irv. Irv went 7-2. So
Say it again.
7-2. So before we go over to college, let's pop over and we'll go to look at this week's games. And we got the first game up, Miller. So it's going to be me, you, and Irv, and then we'll get the other guys' response. Jacksonville goes to New Bern.
I'm going with the Cards.
Okay, the Cards. And Irv, I'm assuming you're going with the Cards. All right.
He's like Rayner.
Well, boys, I'm going to have to just.
I don't blame you.
I'm going to have to dissent, and I'm going to have
what
to.
you want to do.
Yeah, I'm going to go with New Bern. Then we got Northside going to D.H. Conley.
You got a quarter?
Yeah, that's a flip it because who did no, that was we were talking last week about soccer. And
Give me Conley.
you're going to take Conley?
Yep.
Okay. All right. If y'all going with Conley because it's such a home field advantage. I'm going with Conley at Conley. How about that?
Irv, you going north side?
No,
Okay.
Are you going Northside?
no, I'm not.
Okay.
Well, I will never pull for Northside. What the hell's wrong with you?
All right. We got North Lenoir at Southwest. I think the Stallions get their second victory this week.
I also are going to go with the Stallions.
I will agree with you on that.
And I'm going to go ahead and fill that one in for Rayner.
Right, that's an easy one.
That he's going to take
Yep.
Southwest.
I think you already said that in the text.
And you're going to take Southwest as well?
No.
Oh,
Yeah. I just said I agree with you.
Okay, yeah, I was making sure.
Dang, man.
All right,
Focus.
here coming off a 42-point effort, Lejeune hosts Spring Creek. Spring Creek is in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Oh, I know. I used to
went
drive by it when I used to go to either Southern or Eastern Wayne, whichever one it was. You drive right by it.
I had to go to a funeral in Goldsboro.
So you went the back way.
A couple, and yeah, it took me the back way. I'd never been that way. I didn't go through Kinston to go up 70. I took these back roads.
Did you go by East Duplin High School?
No.
Oh, you went really back
Yeah,
roads.
I went really back roads, and I would pulled up at this intersection, and over to the left it said Spring Creek High School. I said, shit, man, I've seen that school listed 100 times, and I never knew where it was.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere.
And then I turned right, and when I turned right, I went like a half a mile, and it said Spring Creek Middle School.
Yep.
And I'm like, dang, oh.
It used to be a combined school because Spring Creek High School is where the Spring Creek Middle School used to be.
Okay. It's in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Or it used to be that way.
So Spring Creek at Lejeune. I'm saying Lejeune rolls
Me too.
rolls two in a row.
That's one of the picks last year I think that bit me in the butt.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2 in a row for Lejeune. Rayner, Irv, who you
If
going
you
with?
call me Rayner again, I'm coming over. And
You won't do it.
Hey, wait.
I'm going with the damn Bulldogs.
The Ravens have rushed for 270 some yards, and the Cowboys for 50 some yards. Okay,
They're getting smoked.
you're going with who?
I'm going with Lejeune.
Okay, you're going with the Bulldogs. All right. Oh, and by the way, it's a light schedule. This I don't know if the Coastal, if the Mountain,
Coastal might have their
it's a bye week for
it could be their bye week going into the conference schedule.
Yeah, it is because every Mountain West school, Coastal school, has a bye this week. Last game, East Duplin at Kinston. I'm saying
East Duplin.
East Duplin gets back on the damn winning track. What do you say?
I'm
Earl?
going with Kingston.
Going with K-Town.
K-Town.
K-Town. All right, so we'll see how that how all
Didn't
that.
Kinston used to be 4A.
Yeah, one time they used to be 4A. Hell, you remember when Goldsboro used to be 4A, man?
I do.
Goldsboro at one point in time,
Scary place to go play.
Used to be 4A. Yeah, so that's a scary.
Who's going to
thought.
be quick? So while we're on high school,
Yeah,
I think the first 4A school we have in Onslow is going to be Dixon. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah,
Irv. Jacksonville used to be 4A.
I understand what they were.
So you can't say the first.
well, the first since
Okay, so all right, time out. Look, because
Holy God,
we Irv. All right, let's put $10 on it that Dixon is not going to become the next 4A school. Let's make a bet on it.
No, because you probably already know. But
I do. That's why I'm trying to correct you.
I'm just saying,
Irv. Just listen.
Okay, go ahead.
Next year, they're going to 8 classifications based on population.
So 4A next year would be the equivalent.
Southwest is about the only school, and of course, I don't know what their numbers look like.
Yeah.
Southwest will be the only school that has a chance going 4A. Everybody else is going to be either 5A or 6A.
So we won't have any 7As, you don't think?
No. Not unless Jacksonville's enrollment.
So we're going like South Carolina and Texas now. We're going 5,
Texas,
6, 7,
Texas, Georgia. I know Texas has. They go up to 8A, and I know Georgia goes up to 8A. I'm sure Florida does that too. California probably has 32A. I don't know. They have JUCO.
Who cares?
Yeah. I bet the state of California football is not what the state of North Carolina football is, though.
That's yours.
So
you sent me a text. What did you send me a text for?
So I'm betting that the next 4A school in Onslow County is going to be Southwest and not Dixon.
Correct.
I know what you're saying. You're saying the largest school in Onslow County
will be Dixon High School. If it's not next year, it'll be the following year.
Thank you.
But it's coming.
God.
I mean, that's you've seen that growth. Topsail. I mean, Topsail, man, was 1A for a long time, and then
Richlands
they were 2.
there too.
Yeah, then they were 2A. Then Topsail was 2A, and now Topsail's playing in that. Are they still playing in that 3A, 4A combined?
No, they're in the 4A.
Are they 4A now?
They're 4A. It's Topsail, the 4 Wilmington schools, the 3A schools are the 3 Brunswick County schools.
Okay, but it
is a 4A, 3A split.
Yeah, that 4A, 3A split. Wow, what's Heidi Trask?
I don't know.
I think
they're 2A, I believe.
They're 2A,
yeah.
I think, aren't they? Yeah. Anything interesting went on with soccer this week in high school?
No, Jacksonville didn't play at all. I don't know how many games were played locally just because of the weather, because it was so much rain. And I know everybody was dealing with field issues, so I'm not sure if anybody actually played this week.
But conference play is gearing up in high school soccer.
Yeah,
it geared up this week in football for Jacksonville and for that conference, and seems like it geared up for all the conferences except the Mountain West Coastal 3A. Okay, so we're going to roll there. Any other high school? Any other thing that y'all want to talk about high school football?
No, not really.
The state of high school football in Onslow County. What grade would you give it right now? Best team in Onslow County, Jacksonville.
Right.
By default, because they beat White Oak. Second best team is either going to be
White Oak or Richlands.
White Oak or Richlands. What day is that game?
I don't know. That'd be a good one to go to.
I'm going to pull up. I happen to have the schedule right here.
Is it at White Oak or the Lands?
I don't know.
It is at the Lands. It is October 25th.
Well,
October.
Halloweenish.
Yeah.
And
Halloween.
Y'all probably play that day, don't you, Irv?
Yeah.
Y'all play South. Y'all are at South Central.
Yeah, I think it'd be a little safer to go to Richlands.
So would you be willing to go to that game?
Yeah, I'll go to that game.
I'll have my heat.
You'll have your heat.
Can we hit?
You want to tailgate?
Well, I was thinking go hit, or is Jones Onza doing their?
We're not doing our touchdown tailgate this year. We're taking a break.
Okay, good. So we should hit the little Mexican restaurant right there and eat before we go in.
Jalapenos, habaneros,
or the other one. It used to be Arnold's. That one's pretty good too.
We'll go there, and then I'll talk to what's the principal? Clark's the principal now, isn't he? I'll talk to him and see if we can get a special waiver to bring alcohol onto the ground. No, what I'll do, man, I'll ask him, can we broadcast live from the game?
We're gonna sit down in the corner.
You'll sit in the corner somewhere.
There'll be no room in that press box.
There'll be none there.
No,
they don't let nobody in there.
No, before the game. We're not going to do it during the game.
Okay.
We'll do like a little pregame thing, and we'll catch people coming in.
I think. You know what I think?
I'd like to do that at the Jacksonville game, man.
I think you need to do that with the Jacksonville White Oak games
next year.
Yeah.
Let's see who Jacksonville has left this year.
I'm talking about.
Oh, they got Havelock.
Oh yeah, Havelock's at home.
3 weeks.
So next week you're at New Bern.
We got to buy.
The 11th you got Havelock and you're home. Yeah,
we do it the North Side game.
Yeah, we could do it the Northside game. That's the last game of the season.
Homecoming, senior night.
No. I'm not anywhere near that crap, man. I don't get shot.
I think we just need to do it the White Oak Jacksonville game.
We can't do it this year.
It's already passed.
I know it's already passed. I'm talking about next year, buddy.
All right.
Come on, guys. Stay focused.
We can get in the press box there, though, can't we?
A little bit.
At Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Like pregame.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we can get you in the – yeah.
I know people.
There's one room over there. Yeah.
I mean, it's fixing to be the Dave Miller – or no, it's going to be the John Cochran press
It
box.
needs to be.
I want it to be, but
Okay.
I don't even talk about that.
All right, we're gonna get in the press box. Hey, and
Got a room for you.
Rayner is on his anniversary trip with his wife in Myrtle Beach, but yet he's listening to the podcast.
We're not acknowledging him. He's supposed to be.
Hey, Rayner. No,
I'm fun of Dirty Myrtle.
No, I'm going to acknowledge him. So Rayner, you got. Oh, that's the same. It's the 11th. Okay, so we can't do that one. That's your last home game, Rayner. I was just say we go to Southwest and broadcast from Southwest like pregame. But
when are they playing South Lenore?
That's the 11th.
Is that the same time as the Richlands game?
That's the same day as the White Oak Richlands game.
All right, Southwest is out.
Yeah, South. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. The 25th is the White Oak Richlands.
Okay.
So the 11th, Rayner, if you're listening,
do Southwest.
If you're listening, Rayner, on
I won't be there, Goody.
Where are you going to be?
I'll be at Jacksonville. That's the Havelock game.
Yeah, I'd rather go to Havelock anyway. Havelock, Jacksonville. Well, let's see what the other. See, this is how we had to do touchdown tailgate. So we could do. We're doing it pregame, so we don't have to stay for the game.
Correct.
We could do the pregame at Southwest and South Lenore.
Right.
And then if you wanted to leave. And then we could do the White Oak Richlands game on the 25th.
Okay.
And then on November 1st, do the Northside Jacksonville game.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to talk to the powers that be and try to do like a game starts at 7, right? What time does Warlick and Beep and
they start like 6:45, 6:50.
Okay, so we could come on air before them from like 6 to 6:30.
Yep.
Do a 30-minute. I don't know how the hell we do a 30-minute show, but we can figure it out. But we'll try to maybe have some guests up in the booth.
Bring some alumni up.
Bring some alumni up. Are y'all down for that?
I'm down, but I'll be.
He'll be busy. He'll be busy.
Yeah.
He'll be eating sausages.
I can come out.
He'll be
Okay.
two-fisting
I'm
sausages.
on offense. So on defense, I can come out.
You're going to be up in the press box, aren't you?
I am
anyway?
the press box.
Yeah. You are the press box.
the press
Can I partake in what's
Snacks?
Yeah. What's
yeah.
You
It
got to
just
fight her
depends.
for him.
It
Okay.
depends.
Okay. All
We
right.
had a bunch of sausages.
He was two-fisting sausages from what
No,
I heard.
I wasn't.
That's
But
not
I'll
what I
tell you
heard.
this. No, I wasn't. But McFarlane, he had about 7 of them things going just like that. And I'm like, oh, cuz.
All right, Rayner, if you're still listening, which if you're with your wife in Myrtle Beach and listen to this podcast, you are the freaking man. We're going to come to Southwest on October 11th and do pregame for South Lenore. Okay, pregame for South Lenore. We could actually go this weekend and do North Lenore, and then go to the Jacksonville Havelock game on the 20 on the.
Well, I'm going to New Bern on Friday.
Okay. All right. We'll stick with that plan. The 11th, we're going to South Lenore versus Southwest and do pregame from the press box. The 25th, we're going to do White Oak, Swansboro, and the November 1st, we're going to do Jacksonville, Northside.
If y'all do something like that, I can text in.
Yeah. Well,
Whenever-
you can call in. I mean,
Well, I
we'll
can
Bluetooth
call
you
and
in.
whatever, but
Yeah.
like on defense, man.
Yeah, we'll get you hooked
I
up.
don't-
Cool.
We're going to be right next to you.
Cool.
It's not like you pay attention during
You
the.
know what, Miller? You know what?
What?
How's
How's what?
the IOP doing?
Great.
Are they doing great?
Yeah.
Are they winning anything yet?
Yeah, we're undefeated.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. We're going to move on to college football real quick. So before we get into some scores and stuff like that, there's one bet. I'm sure there's many, but you know how you can do future bets.
Right.
After last week, the one bet at MGM has already paid out to the people that picked under, and that was FSU clinches the under total of 9.5 wins. So even though they won this weekend, that if you pick Florida State to win less than 9.5 games,
You won.
You have already won and cashed out that bet.
That's awesome.
After the first 3 weeks.
After all the hype that they
After
talked
all
about Florida
the freaking
State.
hype. And I don't know if you guys watched the game last night. I watched the game. I just tell you, I put money on Florida State. I bought down to did I do money line or buy down to 2? Because it was 3. I figured there was no way Florida State would lose another game at home and go 0-4, especially to California. And I'd be damned if I had. I mean, it was they won. They held on.
I watched it.
Yeah, they held on to win. I think they won by 5, maybe 4 or 5. But whatever, they won. But it was as ugly a football, dude. That quarterback's just not good, man. I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator.
Who's the quarterback? Is it still DJ?
Yeah,
he's terrible.
He's just not good.
He wasn't good at Clemson. He wasn't good at wherever the heck he went after that, and he's still not good.
Where did he go? Anyway,
I don't know. Anyway,
he went to Anywhere University.
yeah. Anyway,
It's like his fourth school.
yeah. So anyway, just getting into the let's see. I'm trying to get into the scores here. Trying to get into the scores of the top 25. Let's see what we have here. Scores of the top 25. Let's see here. I know we know that Texas won big, and they are ranked number 1. Why is it not letting me go any more beyond this?
Could you having problems?
Yeah, I'm having a little technical difficulties. I can just go to my phone and get them real quick.
Is that an Apple product?
Yeah, but it's not the Apple product. It's the Apple product. It's the user of the Apple product that's having the technical difficulties. So week 4, we'll just go to the top 25. I can sort it real quick. Top 25.
They're driving.
Late game. BYU number 22. BYU pounded Kansas State.
Smoked them.
I did not believe that. Boise State beat Portland State. Texas 51-3. Just really quick, Arch Manning, because I'm Arch Manning homer. He was 15 for 29, 258, 2 touchdowns, got sacked twice, 135 QB rating. Okay. Their mess they start playing teams. Who? Dallas? Dallas sucks.
Good. I think they've been playing teams.
Yeah, but they're playing who they play.
Right.
Mississippi beat Mississippi's good, man. 52-13 over Georgia Southern. They're 4-0. Tennessee beat Oklahoma 25-15. It was not that close. It was they dominated.
So Tennessee's legit.
Tennessee's legit.
The SEC is going to be good.
The SEC is going to be great, and we've got some. I don't know if y'all know who plays next week or not, but we're going to pick. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
I hadn't looked.
A&M, number 25, A&M won. Miami struggled a little bit at halftime with South Florida, but ended up blowing them out second half.
That's usually what Miami does. They just struggle with the in-state schools.
Missouri won in overtime, beat Vanderbilt in overtime. Utah went to 12 versus 14. Utah 12, Oklahoma State 14. Went to Utah. Went to Stillwater and pounded them. It was 22-19. But Oklahoma State scored a touchdown in the last.
Did Colorado? I didn't look. Did they? Did they win?
They won in overtime. They won in overtime. They threw a Hail Mary with no time left and tied and scored a touchdown. It was a great pass, 55-yard pass. Got caught in the end zone to go to overtime, and then they won in overtime.
Okay. Who did play?
Baylor.
Okay.
Penn State beat Kent State. It was kind of close, 56-0.
What's Penn State's record, you think?
Penn State's 3-0. This is one I called. I think somebody else called it. Michigan, great game if y'all watch that. Michigan beat USC 27-24, great game. LSU 34-17. Notre Dame over UCLA. Notre Dame 28-3. Notre Dame.
UCLA's bad.
Yeah, UCLA is not good at all. Louisville 31-19 over Tech. Louisville's still undefeated, but that score was it was closer than that. Buffalo beats Northern Illinois, who was ranked 23 in the country. They beat them in overtime, 23-20. Iowa State 52-7 over Arkansas State. Ohio State pounded Marshall 49-14. Clemson pounded NC State 59-35.
You've been over that.
And State scored a touchdown in the last minute of the game.
You've been over that, buddy.
And then surprise to me, Illinois on Thursday night beat
Nebraska.
Or Friday night beat Nebraska 31.
That was a good game.
That was a really good game.
Well, you've talked about all that. Who did Carolina play?
Carolina, I'm getting ready to go over the Atlanta.
They're not in the top 25.
Yeah, they're not in the top 25.
They're not Power 4 either, are they?
No, yeah. Carolina pounded 70-50. Boston College improves to 3-1, beat Michigan State 23-19. That was a good game. Boston College for real, man.
Well, and I was going to say
they got
Boston
a coach.
College, man.
Boston College has a coach.
Yeah,
Teddy said DJ went to Oregon State after being benched in Clemson, and he had identical numbers to his last season at Clemson. Yeah,
He's not good.
No, he's not good. Florida State, they scored 14 freaking points against California, 14-9. SMU, the new ACC school, 66. God, I hope they don't play Carolina. To TCU's 42.
You remember back in the day, they were badass.
They were all getting paid.
They all get paid.
Professional team.
Whatever.
I mean, hell, if it was today,
whatever.
If it was today,
They'd
it would
be
be
fine.
legit. Yeah. Duke again, 45-17 over Middle Tennessee State. Louisville Tech, we talked about. Pittsburgh hung 73 on Youngstown State, 73-17.
The Penguins.
Rutgers, this one cost me because I thought Tech would win this game. Rutgers beat Virginia Tech 26-23. Virginia Tech's just up and down, man. They had their chances. They came back from down big, and Rutgers kicked the field goal right in the game. Virginia goes to Coastal Carolina. Everybody was probably at Zoggy's or Toggy's. Yeah, everybody was there, but Virginia won 43-24. And then Stanford on Friday night beat Syracuse 26-24. That was a really good game. That was a good game.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but Dak Prescott is absolutely freaking horrible.
How do
Hit
you
him
really?
in the hands.
How do you really feel about him?
You got to catch that. It hit him.
And look, wait a minute, stop. The 3rd and 14, he throws a 6-yard pass.
It just hit him in the hands.
What is?
Your
why
tight
do
end's
you
got to
do
catch
that?
the ball.
Who calls that?
Well, that's your.
He's not calling the plays.
He's not.
Buddy, ooh, hey, hold on. They're going for it. 4th and 14. Hold on, Goody.
All right, so we got.
Hold on.
So we're going to transition to college picks, but we got
Keep talking.
we've got
This is
4th and
funny.
14. Dallas has got it 4th and 14 on Baltimore's 38-yard line with 15 just starting the fourth quarter.
Oh, he's
Dak
dead.
drops back. He hangs the air ball, and that's offensive passing interference.
Did you see that?
If the guy was smart,
God, dude,
if the guy was smart, he would have let him catch the ball because it was 4th down, and they would have got better field position. It'd be like a punt. See what I'm saying? But instead,
he horse called him too. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, look at this. Are you kidding me?
yeah,
Dude, they're
the
jokes.
state of Dallas football.
Is a joke.
They have
Look at JJ Jones.
they are who we thought we are. They are who they thought we were. It's just a little bit early. Okay, here we go.
I won't interrupt anymore.
That's all right. So last week, or this past week's picks, we all picked App State except Irv. Irv picked
Good job,
South
Irv.
Alabama. We all picked Nebraska except Irv.
Good
Irv
pick,
picked
Irv.
Illinois. You start off 2-0, man.
That's what I do.
James Madison at Carolina. We all picked JMU except Irv and Warlick, the two buddies.
Well,
Clemson at State. Goody, Miller, and Rayner picked Clemson. Irv, Warlick, and Joey picked NC State.
I picked State because I put a lot of money in that place.
USC at Michigan. I picked Michigan. Irv and Warlick picked Michigan. Joey, Rayner, and Miller picked USC. We all picked Liberty except Irv. You were going with East Carolina. You betting you
Paying money there, too.
Paying money there too.
that was your Rayner pick.
Yeah.
We all picked Tennessee over Oklahoma except Rayner. We all picked Baylor, which we lost, except Warlick and Joey. And then Irv, you and I were the only ones to pick Louisville over Georgia Tech. So college-wise, I went 6-3. Miller went 4-5. Rayner went 3-6. You went 5-4.
Not bad.
Warlick went 4-5, and Joey went 4-5.
And Warlick is all knowing of college football.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
All knowing. You know nothing.
yeah. So
You know nothing.
So anyway,
Boy.
so moving to this week's picks, we got Friday night's game. Just putting it in there because it's ACC and it's Friday night. Virginia Tech goes to Miami. Miami is a 17.5-point favorite. That's a lot of points. But
I'm taking the Canes.
you're going to take the Canes.
Yep.
I got the Canes.
I think I'm going to roll with Vatek.
Yep. I don't blame you.
I can see them beating them by 20 by 25.
Well, stop. Before I do that, what is Vatek's record? Do you know?
Yeah, they're 2-2 now.
Okay.
My nephew Teddy just
I'm gonna
texted me and
stay
said
with
my nephew Teddy just texted me and said Luke, who is my great nephew, Teddy's son, is having an awesome time watching the podcast. And Teddy's been pumping some stuff in there. He said USC and Michigan was a great game, but there are gaps for both teams. I totally agree. USC has no answer for the pass rush of Michigan, and Michigan has no offense. Yeah, except the running backs. Yeah, their quarterback. Their running backs went for runs of 56, 43, and 63 yards, Michigan. Yeah, that's traditionally USC. USC has improved on defense this year over years past, but they still have no defense. Okay, here we go. UNC at Duke. Duke is favored by 3.5.
Duke.
Irv, who you rolling with?
You know what? I'm going to go with the Heels.
I think that we're going to have a bounce back week.
I'm going to go with the Heels.
And I'm going with the Heels too.
Because they're going to practice hard this week.
They're going to have to practice.
Special teams is going to practice.
You damn Skippy. All right. I'm throwing my Longhorns in there because they are still number 1 ranked in the country. Mississippi State goes to Texas. Texas is favored by 37.5 points. I love them. I love them. I love them. But I'm going to take Mississippi State.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of points.
Me too.
I think me and the J going to take the damn Mississippi State.
All right. Yeah, I could see them beating them 56-0 because Mississippi State's not very – they played – who'd they play? They played somebody –
Well, hold on a minute. Is Manny going to play or is the other guy going to play?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
matter. Okay.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of points.
Yeah, a lot of points. Here, 2 undefeated Big Ten teams. Illinois.
What's the spread?
Illinois beat with Texas or
No,
Penn?
Illinois and Penn State.
Illinois 4-0 goes to Penn State. The spread is 17.5.
Give me Illinois. It's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points, and I'm going to take Illinois as well.
I'm going to take Illinois.
Okay. Illinois has a pretty good defense. How about this one? This one surprises me, the spread being as high as it is. I may have to pick them for the first time. Colorado, I'm going to throw Colorado in there every week. Colorado travels to Central Florida because they are now Big 12, Central Florida. Central Florida is favored by 12.5. Wow. That's a lot of points. But
you know what?
But I can never. I'm just
give me Central Florida.
I'm going with Central Florida. I just cannot. I cannot.
I'm going to say this for the record, since it's on tape.
Yeah.
There's no tape anymore.
I'm going to take.
It's all digital.
Central Florida.
But you think Colorado?
But Colorado's going to cover that spread.
Yeah, I think so too.
Then you should go with Colorado.
Well, I'm going to go with Colorado then.
You going to go Colorado?
Yeah,
okay.
just take it then. Just put it down.
You look like a genius.
Okay. How about this? State hosts Northern Illinois, and it's 7.5. State is going to crush them.
Blow them out.
Give me the Pack.
Yeah, State. That's down because State got beat so bad last week, yesterday. All right, here we go. A team of Louisville goes to Notre Dame. Notre Dame is favored by 4.5.
Okay.
I don't know about this one. I'm just going to
Louisville. I'm taking Louisville.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I can help you with that.
Miller, who are you taking on this one?
Give me the Irish.
Take the Irish. Take it all you want.
That's tough.
I'm going to roll with the Irish simply because they're in South Bend, and I've been there.
Jesus.
I've been there. Touchdown Jesus.
I've been there.
You were invited.
Oh, that was one of those
trips that you were invited.
I wasn't invited.
No, you weren't allowed. You weren't allowed. There's a difference between getting invited and not being allowed to go.
Okay, how about this one? Liberty goes to App State.
Liberty.
3.5. Liberty's favored by 3.5.
Liberty. All right, didn't they just beat ECU?
Yeah.
And didn't ECU lose to App State?
Yeah, and App State can't catch a cold.
Liberty.
All right. Now.
Well, you didn't even ask me.
I have a
You want
picture
App State?
thinking there. You want App State or Liberty?
I'm going to take Liberty.
Okay. Now.
No, I'm not either. I'm going to take App State. Right. Change it.
All right. App State.
Is that App State, right?
Yep.
I'm going to take App State.
Now, this is technically week 4, but not counting week 0s, but I've got it as week 5. Game of the year to this point.
Oof.
Georgia goes to Alabama.
Ooh.
Georgia is favored by 2.5.
Oof. That's hard.
Yeah, this one's tough here.
That's hard, dude.
Hey, Baltimore missed a field goal, so they didn't stretch their lead out anymore.
Tucker.
Georgia minus 2.5.
Dun, 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 dun.
Who you taking?
I'm going to take The Bulldogs.
Roll Tide.
Well, we're going to separate. This week here, there'll be separation with all of us.
Well,
Will be.
I'm gonna have to go with Alabama.
Take them.
I'm gonna have to go. I am. I'm gonna have to.
And that's
so
fine.
so if we separate this week,
Who's winning all this? Anyway,
Cumulative.
where we're at now. Cumulative. Where are we
cumulative
at?
with one game to go in this week's stats. Cumulative, I am 62 and 27. Miller is 56 and 33, so he's within 6 games of me. Rayner is 44 and 35. You are 49 and 30. So you're within. I would have to go 0 and 12 for you to, or 0 and 13 for you to catch me this week. Yeah.
Okay, but it's just an early season, buddy.
And
Where's Warlock at?
Warlock is at 51 and 38. You have caught Warlock after after this week. You are now 2 games behind Warlock. So it's me.
Warlock don't know as much.
It's me, Miller, Warlock.
Who's in last place?
Well, Rayner's in last place. Percentage-wise, I have to figure out Joey. I have to do the percentages because Joey missed a couple weeks. Joey's 36 and 25.
Then Joey gets all the losers.
Yeah.
Joey gets the losers.
So something interesting this week, and we're getting ready to hit the NFL. We'll go over the picks real quick. We'll do the picks, and then we'll do news. So last Sunday night, Texans pushed. They won by 6 over the Bears, so we all pushed that one. We all picked the Eagles except you, or you picked the Falcons. The Falcons covered, won. We all picked the Jets. Then the Vikings versus the Texans. We all picked the Vikings except Warlick and Joey. And then the Eagles and Saints pushed. And then
screwed up.
And then today, actually, so these will change a little bit. I haven't gotten it in there, but Miller, Rayner, and Warlick are going to win on the Ravens. Me, you, and Joey pick the Cowboys. So that'll tighten up. So you'll lose a game. You'll lose a game to Warlick there. So we'll figure that out.
Well, what about tonight's game?
Tonight's game. So here we go. Tonight, like I said, we'll go over this real quick. The Chiefs -3 at the Falcons. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm going to take No.
You picked the Falcons last week, but they were –
Is that game tonight? When is that?
Tonight.
Who is it?
Chiefs and
versus
the Falcons,
Falcons.
detective.
I am.
Yeah, Chiefs versus Falcons.
Who you picking?
We're playing the spread,
Yeah,
Yeah.
-3.
and the Falcons are +3.
Yeah, they're
Correct.
+3.
I'm going to take the Falcons.
Okay.
God, y'all make this difficult.
Tomorrow night, the Jags at the Bills. The Bills are favored by 5.5.
Bills.
All right.
Bills.
I'm going with Jacksonville for that
You
one.
go with them.
Monday night, the Commanders go to the Bengals. The Bengals are 7.5.
Dang, that's a lot.
I know, man. If it wasn't that hook, I'm gonna take the Bengals still, though. No, I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, give me the Bengals.
I'm gonna take the Bengals. Irv, who you taking?
I'm going to take Washington. Redskins.
All right. We got to call the boys and get them to
Well, you know what? They know what they need to do.
put in his picks, and then we'll get the Bengals next week. We're going to do the Bengals and Panthers, the Vikings and
Well,
Packers.
let's go and get ours right now.
We can't because the lines aren't out yet.
Oh, okay.
So so the
It's all
lines.
about gambling.
So the line. Yeah, for the So the
We're
line.
trying to help our listeners out.
2 minutes, 6-pack, and gambling.
Yeah. Well, we talked about doing these. We talked about doing these focus shows. So we're going to potentially.
We should get up with Ariel Epstein and have her call in.
Yeah, we should actually.
Who?
Ariel Epstein. She's
She's
on
been on
Channel
Channel
12.
I don't know about that.
So just a little NFL news. Drake May is currently tied, or he was going into this week. Even though he had not started a game, he was tied with the most amount of passing TDs by rookie quarterbacks, and he had not started a game. And he hadn't even stepped foot on the field. Caleb Williams before today has thrown 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He now has 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. Jane Daniels has thrown 0 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. And Bo Nix has thrown
Jay Daniels threw how many?
He has thrown nothing. 0 TDs, 0.
Jay
Yeah. And Bo Nix is 0 TDs and 4 interceptions. And I do not know what he has thrown, how many interceptions he threw today. So Got one last thing about NFL football, just yay or nay. I'll wait for him to get back. Or I'll tell you what.
You don't have to. It's okay.
Okay.
I'll answer for him.
I'll get your pick, and I'll get your opinion, and then we'll get his. So next year, when the Pro Football Hall of Fame rolls around, these are the players that are eligible to go in on first ballot, first time they've been up, okay?
Right.
I'm going to call the person's name. You say yay or nay. Okay. First time ballot, Pro Football Hall of Fame. These guys are up first time. Okay. You say yay or nay if they should be elected on the first ballot.
Okay. Cowboys touchdown.
Eli Manning, yay or nay?
Yay.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
I say no.
No.
Well, okay. I say yeah.
Okay. Demarius Thomas.
No.
No. Vernon Davis. That's a tough one, tight end. I would say no, though.
Yeah, I would agree.
Probably not first year.
First year. How about this one? Big, fat, greasy lineman, Joe Staley. He's
probably a first time.
Pretty good.
He
was pretty good.
He was, when he played left tackle for San Francisco, he was the best in the league. How about this one? Short career, but very impactful. Luke Kuechly.
He won't be a first time.
No.
He gets in, but I don't think.
I think he's about a third.
Yeah, Teddy said, I saw Bo scored a rushing TD, but he did not throw a TD
Teddy,
pass.
shut up.
Teddy, what do you think about Luke Kuechly, first time Hall of Fame ballot for the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
No.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
No.
How about Terrell Suggs?
No.
He doesn't get in strictly for his role he played on that show with The Rock. That player where they played that agent show. He was a jerk on that show. How about this one? I can't pronounce the guy's first name. Abik Talib, the guy that played defensive back.
No.
Yeah. Okay. How about this?
You can't pronounce it. No.
Earl Thomas, defensive back, played for Seattle Seahawks.
He's a maybe.
He's a maybe. How about this one? Adam Vinatieri.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Should have already been there.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets in first.
How many years he have?
Like 50? Like 100 forever.
20?
All right. Last miscellaneous thing. We're at 106. We're doing great. Last kind of miscellaneous thing. Top 10 cities with the most energetic fan base. Energetic fan base.
For what?
Doesn't matter.
College
For sports in general.
Gee, I mean, dude, that's
Number
hard.
10. Tell me if you think it should be, I'm going to start with 10. You tell me if it should be higher or lower. Number 10, Dallas.
Yes.
Lower.
Lower than 10? Higher than 10?
They only have one team.
No, they got the Rangers.
Oh, I forgot.
They got the Rangers. I mean, if you're doing
No, that's Texas Rangers. It's not Dallas Rangers.
What do you?
They got Dallas Stars. They got Dallas Mavericks.
I know.
They got FC Dallas.
I think Dallas is good. I love their NBA.
Number 9,
He didn't get that.
New York. I know. I heard you. New York is number 9. I think I think they should be higher.
I agree.
Higher than that. But when you see some of these teams, you'll see this is like these other cities. It's like
Is this? Are you sure it's in strictly NFL?
No, it just says top
Okay.
10. Yeah, and the reason I know is because number 3 is Boston.
Okay.
So, number 8, Detroit. But see,
that fan base is pretty loyal.
that's what you got to look
Yeah.
at, man. Is that they're rabid? They are
Because
rabid.
matter of fact, I was at the grocery store and saw a Lions jersey in the grocery store this afternoon.
Teddy, Luke, talent-wise, definitely is a first ballot Hall of Famer. However, for the voters, he doesn't have the time or stats. Yeah.
Teddy.
He's right.
Teddy.
Number 7, Cleveland. I think Cleveland should be higher just because of the damn dog pound.
They're terrible.
The fans or the city?
Well, because most of the Cleveland fans are also Ohio State fans,
yeah.
so they're terrible. But
Yeah.
no, I think that's about right. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe a little higher.
Number 6, New Orleans. That surprises me. I didn't realize New Orleans fans, because they went through that period where they wore bags
They're
over their
ain'ts.
heads. Yeah.
They were the ain'ts.
Yeah. Okay. I think they're a little. I think that's a little high for New Orleans,
Yep.
but that's just me. Number 5, Pittsburgh.
Higher.
I think they should be higher, man.
Dude, if I wasn't a Cowboys guy, I would probably be a Pittsburgh.
I'm a until the Panthers
I'm
came
a
around.
quiet Pittsburgh guy.
And see, I'm that way with Cowboys. I'm a Pittsburgh guy.
I'm
man.
a quiet Pittsburgh guy, and I love Tomlin.
I do too. You would love. How much would you NIL Tomlin to come to the Dallas Cowboys?
I've said that. If you go
Yeah,
back
no,
2,
you have,
3 years ago, I've said that the whole time.
Yeah.
I would love to see Tomlin at
Yeah.
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Irvin
right.
plays 7 minutes in heaven, and with Tomlin.
Yeah, I would.
Number 4, Chicago.
The Bears.
Yeah, with the Cubs.
Yeah, I've been to Cubs baseball. That was fun.
What are they, 4?
They were 4.
That's probably about right.
Yeah, 3 Boston, the Celtics, the Bruins, the Red Sox.
See, I could see them even being a little higher.
Yeah, I could too.
Like the best.
Number 2, Buffalo. That's because there's nothing else in Buffalo.
No, there's
I mean,
not.
you're looking at the Sabres and the Bills, and that's it. And number 1, and it's strictly because the freaking football fans, Philadelphia.
Yep.
Philadelphia.
I don't know. They're pretty loyal to the freaking Flyers and the Phillies too.
Yeah, that's true. And the Sixers.
Yeah.
Hey, when does to go off topic just for a second?
What? You
Next,
go off topic?
next week, preseason hockey starts.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I knew you because Rayner and I were talking about that.
Well, I'm not Rayner again. That's the third time you.
But that's what the only reason I know that.
God.
The only reason I'm able to provide that information to
crickets,
you,
man.
Irv, is because Rayner and I were talking about it yesterday. Preseason, the Hurricanes play somebody on the 24th. Preseason, the first game, this first regular season game, I think is 1st of October, or the first part of October. Yeah. So, Teddy, Buffalo fan base gets overinflated because of the Bills Mafia. I would not necessarily disagree with that. All right. Anything else y'all want to talk about except studs and duds?
No, not really.
All right. We open the floor up for studs and duds.
All right.
I have 2 duds. I don't really have a stud this week, but
I've got a stud. Walnut Creek Amphitheater. They had a great concert lineup this year.
yeah, I've enjoyed your
my lawn passes.
Your all season lawn pass.
I did. I went to 2 really good concerts this week. It was Three Doors Down in Creed, and last night it was Breaking Benjamin and Stain, and both shows were really, really good.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. You got any studs or duds?
I got a dud. Duds are the freaking Dallas Cowboys.
28-12 with 8 minutes to go. So you're thinking the game's over. You don't think they can get
Buddy,
two?
I'm a realist.
Okay.
I'm a clock guy. I'm a rain man. I am an overthinker. It's over,
Okay.
and I despise it.
My first dud is Mike Norvell, head coach of Florida State. Not because they're 0-3 at the time he said this. They're 1-3 now, because Florida State head coach Mike Norvell claims they have had the toughest schedule so far this season. If you face the 3 powerhouse programs to start your season, your team would be 0-3 also. That is what Mike Norvell said. He said after starting the season 0-3 for the first time in 45 years.
Who have they played?
They played Georgia Tech, who is now 2-2, I think.
Okay.
They played Memphis, who got drubbed by Navy yesterday.
Right.
And I can't even remember who their third loss was to. It was the second game. Who did they lose to? It was
Boston College.
It was whoever they played.
Was it Boston College?
Yeah, it was Boston College. Yeah, and now Boston College isn't bad.
No.
But they paid Carolina. I mean, hell, Carolina got a deal. Carolina only paid $500,000 to take an ass whipping home. Florida State gave Memphis $1.4 million to whip that ass.
The meals.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Mike Norvell, you're a dud, dude. I mean, you're saying like you opened the season with Texas, Texas, Alabama, and freaking Georgia, dude. No, you didn't. So anyway, you got any studs and duds? Any more studs and duds?
I just the J.
I've got a dud.
I got a stud and then another
stud
dud.
is J.
I got a dud.
Go ahead.
Well, it's a really good friend of mine who's habitually saying, "Yeah, hey, I'm home." I show up.
Shut up!
And
I know where
they're
this
not
is
there.
Going. Shut up!
It happens all the time.
You know what, man?
And earlier in the day, I was like, "Hey, are you in the garage?" Yeah, I'm on the boat.
No.
Well, last time I checked, if you're on the boat, you can't be in the garage.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Did you go on the boat with Warlick?
I don't go on the boat with Warlick.
Warlick had it.
I took my daughter out, wanted to go on the boat today, and I took her ass. Yeah. I took her for a ride, buddy, for 3 hours.
Bumped her all over the place.
I did. And I came back, brought the boat home, and I went to the store to get some beers, and he comes up.
He just happens to
And
come.
I told him I was going to the store to get beers.
Well,
so that's not you stud that.
No, it's called a dud.
It's called a dud.
Or dud or whatever.
So do you have another stud or dud? By the way, Dallas has cut it to 10
Buddy,
with 7 minutes.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
You get this. You understand this.
And over here on the other side, with 56 seconds left. The Panthers are up 30-something to 21.
I love it.
So do you have
Raiders have a new quarterback in?
Oh yeah, they do. Any studs and duds, Irv? Any more?
Hey, Andy Dalton to be a stud. Andy Dalton.
So
Come on, let's go.
Andy Dalton
I love it.
Andy Dalton is my stud for today. I'm just looking at his stats. I'm going to pull up his stats real quick and see so we can see what he's actually done today. His stats today are respectable: 26-37, 70% completion percentage, 319 yards, 3 TDs. The bigger thing is 0 interceptions.
Now let's hold on now. Now who do they play next week?
The Panthers, yeah, they play the Bengals next week at home. So I mean, we might,
hey,
we'll see.
I'm all about it, dude. I like him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So Andy Dalton is one of my studs. I think he's brought back a little life. I still don't know that I love the state of North Carolina football. My nephew Teddy and his son watching the podcast. How about that right there?
That's cool.
Shut
up, Teddy.
My last dud of the this might be monumental. J.J. Jones, wide receiver, UNC. After yesterday's getting toasted, evidently, as they were probably coming off the field or he saw a bunch of stuff, Carolina fans were pissed. A lot of Carolina fans. Yeah. And they went to social media. They probably said something to booed them in the stadium. J.J. Jones said, "Don't see many of y'all fans out there playing. Keep your mouth shut and be positive or don't say anything." He posted that, and when I looked at it, there were over 150 comments that basically told – you had some people saying, "Yeah, JJ, we support you, blah, blah." We were having other people say, "Hey, dude, we're paying your ass now. You're NILing. You're getting paid to play football. And so
don't suck.
So don't suck." Yeah, I mean, basically. So, first of all, the kid, should fans be doing that? Probably, probably not. But I'll be honest with you, man. I give a lot of money to Carolina. And, does that give me a right to – I mean, I'm not going to, accost the kid or anything like that. But if I want to be down on the team because I don't feel like they showed up and played, I have every right to do that. I mean, especially now in the day where the players are getting paid. I mean, they're getting paid good money. And
they're professional athletes.
Carolina this year created a new organization, a new foundation solely for NIL for that money. Oh, yeah. And they incorporated it into the Rams Club. So now not only you can give money to the Rams Club, but you can give money to the NIL, and it'll be applied to your Rams Club. If you just choose to give all your money to NIL, it'll be designated the same way as the Rams Club. So, JJ, I understand where you're coming from, bud, but I will also say that, bud, you need to stay off social media for one thing. I'm surprised the coaches let you guys get on there. And if you think what you said had an impact on the people that were saying negative things to you, then you're wrong.
All you're doing is
I don't
add fuel to the fire.
I mean,
I don't watch that and I don't follow it on Facebook. I don't do that shit Facebook anymore, but shut up.
Yeah, I mean,
just play football.
You're going to bounce back this week. Just play football, man. Just play football. Just play football.
Yeah,
just play football. When you give up, regardless, and everybody was saying, "Oh, well, did them offense score 50 points?" But yeah, you're a team, dude. You're a team. So anyway, J.J. Jones is my biggest dud of the week. Dude, I don't say that again, I'm not going to get on there and blast you on Twitter or X or whatever. I mean, do I think Carolina laid an egg? Yeah. Do I think it's on the coaches, partly on the coaching staff? Yeah. Do I think it's partly on the players? Yeah. I think there's enough blame to be passed around. But in the end, dude, let the big fat guys like me who want to get on X, let them raise hell at you. Yeah. Just play football, man.
Twitter? Hey, be thankful. Be thankful you're playing, buddy.
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't get to do that.
Yeah,
that probably could.
Yeah,
and hush.
Again, I don't agree with what they're doing, buddy. I didn't do it on X or Twitter, but I am doing it here. But I didn't do it on there. But I just think that you just really just play football.
Do what you're going to school
Do
for.
what you're going to go to school
Good luck
for.
on the next level.
That's right. So we got anything else for the masses?
No, that's it.
Good show, 1 hour and 19 minutes. We want you guys to check it out. And with that, we're out of here.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or an